I think what a great mind does, and what our great scientific minds have done, is they provide better metaphors so people can understand that realization of like, oh, that's what it's about. And where Howard is great is he has an unusual erudition, let's say, because of his background in PR, his interest in science. He's so widely read, he pulls these things together. When he reads, he'll see a metaphor or a fact that he can connect with something else that gives his readers some new insight.
It was a very heady time. When I worked with him, it was the end of the 70s, and there was lots of excess, and everyone was bigger than life. And he tried to keep the artists up there on a, not so much on a pedestal as just out of reach of the fans, so they would keep striving. And in order to do that, he had to embellish their personality. But if you don't know what the personality is, you can't explain it or embellish it. And that was the first time I'd come across that kind of workings of publicity.
When he would sign on somebody, an artist, he would sit with them for like 2 whole days and ask them questions, really interview them, and get everything out of them. Every anecdote, every funny story, every sad story, every who they liked and where they summered and everything, right? And he was able to use those bits of information. Once the group would be on the road and it would be very hard to find them, or who knows what would be going on in their lives, or maybe they were in Europe for a while. So he always had all his information. He could use those and take the stories from those and do those as press releases, or sell the stories to magazines that he got from those conversations. So he was the first one, and probably the only one that actually did that. Because I think after he had left publicity for a while, he was still helping other people do this. He was so good at it. Not everybody would be as great at it as he was.
Howard's view of the brain as the model of the universe is sort of puts him in a very special class of creative thinkers that go beyond just the data. And he's a wonderful theorist. And his view in the book of the global brain is how the principles of what we know as affiliation and differentiation are at work in creating all the variety that we see in the universe.
Howard maybe understood better than most of the other outside publicists that we were working with that it's the job of the publicist to create the news. I've always felt that way, that the publicist is necessarily a kind of a specialist on the subject of his clients, and that, you know, when you turn around and you talk to the media, you're going to be talking to someone who's not as well informed. So it's up to your job to inform the news media as to what's newsworthy about your client, and in effect you're making the news. And it's not something that, you know, we admit very often, but I think Howard was very conscious of it, and he was very talented in terms of being able to make the news and to break down what our clients were doing into news bites, into news stories in a way that would get absorbed into the media mainstream on a regular basis.
Yeah, he's kind of a guy, he's like a warm and fuzzy guy with a big brain. And so I kind of was enamored with his being, and very proud to have him on the Good News.
He has a great sense of humor. It's a great sense of people. And I have to tell you, having gone through some ups and downs in my life, I'm the sort of guy who has tremendous ups and tremendous downs and seems not to be bothered by any of that. Howard's always been there for me when times have been hard. Without question, he comes out of the woodwork sometimes. He comes out of the ether. He's a great, great friend. First and foremost, probably a brilliant man, but first and foremost, he's a great person. And I say that with real reason, because he's a guy who was there for me when very few others were. And he's always there to congratulate you when you're doing well. He's always there to lend a hand when you're feeling a bit low. That's the kind of guy Howard is.
Yes, we are still the same three guys playing the same three chords. It's still Billy F. Gibbons.
Frank Beard.
Dusty Hill.
Yeah.
Saying, how you doing, Howard?
Hey, Howard.
Howard.
I think it's funnier that way.
Yeah, leave it.
Howard, wanted to wish you congratulations and mazel tov on winning this incredible award. The first in what will probably be a series, but the best is first. I don't know how they'll find anyone to accept an award after you. You deserve it. You're the best. I can only speak for myself, but most of what I know about public relations I learned from you, and what I didn't learn from you, you corrected. You're the best.
Howard, congratulations on getting the GEMS Lifetime Achievement Award.
Howard, congratulations for this award. You've had a great life from what I can see, and I imagine you'll continue on, so congratulations to you.
Howard, congratulations on the GEMS Lifetime Achievement Award. You are a gem, and I love you, and I know all of us here agree with me.
Howard, congratulations on getting the Lifetime Achievement Award from GEMS. It's truly deserved. It's been a great life, and it ain't over, is it? Congratulations, pal.